Chào mọi người, mình là Thái Trung. Đây sẽ là video thứ 6 trong chuỗi 180 video thử thách học tiếng Anh trong vòng 180 ngày của mình. Thì hôm nay mình học speaking, mình học với lại tutor của Cambly. Thì hôm nay mình sẽ nghe lại cái đoạn mà mình nói chuyện với lại tutor và xem là mình mắc những cái lỗi gì nha. Thật ra hồi nãy ta có xem sơ rồi, thì cái vấn đề lớn nhất, vấn đề buông thở đó chính là tao bị ngập ngừng, tao bị ngưng giữa chừng nhiều quá, vậy đấy mà còn nhiều. Thôi bây giờ nghe thử nha.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
My name is Jeff. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Jeff. Okay, you can call me Eli.
Okay, Eli.
Yeah.
And how are you today?
I'm good. Thank you. Nó xạo á, không có I'm good đâu. Bữa nay bị đau mốt lắm luôn á. Bữa nay bị đau mốt lắm á, nhưng mà giả bộ nói good vậy á. Thật ra nếu mà với người nước ngoài nha, nếu mà không có thân á, thì ta hỏi how are you á thì nói là I'm good được rồi, chứ đừng ngồi kể lể ra. Chị học đừng ngồi kể lể ra là bữa nay tao mệt mỏi kia. Thật ra they don't care, they don't give a fuck luôn á. Nên là you just say that you're good even though you're not. Okay. And how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Where do you live, Eli?
I live in Vietnam.
Vietnam, okay.
Yeah.
I really want to visit your country one day. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, you should try the food. The food is the thing I'm most proud of in Vietnam. Really delicious.
Of course, there are many Vietnamese restaurants in United States, but I suspect the food is different, a little bit different in Vietnam. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Đó, thì ông nói là ở bên Mỹ á, thì cũng có nhiều cái Vietnamese restaurant để cho người nước ngoài, nhưng mà ổng nghĩ là cái vị ở bọn nó sẽ khác với cái vị ở Việt Nam. Thì cũng đúng, thì ở đâu thì người ta cũng ngầm gia tùy tục thôi. Thì để cho they're gonna they're gonna change the flavor so that the American will like it. Like that. Okay.
We often eat, I'll probably mispronounce it, but pho?
Phở. Yeah, phở.
It's like a soup. Delicious.
Yeah, that's right. Soup with noodles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Đó thì ông nói về phở, đương nhiên rồi. Thì phở với bánh mì thôi chứ nói gì nữa giờ. Nhưng mà nó cũng ngon thiệt.
And spring rolls are very popular. What is your favorite Vietnamese dish?
Đó, spring rolls, ông nói spring rolls là mấy cái cuốn, mấy dạng mà cuốn. Ví dụ chả giò rồi gỏi cuốn này nọ đồ á, là bển mê đó. Tại vì nó có rau, có bún với lại chấm này kia đồ á, nó đậm vị á. It's flavory, so that's why they really liked it. Now he's asking me what's my favorite Vietnamese food. It's called bò kho, which is it includes beef and carrots. They stew beef and carrots, and then we're gonna eat with we're gonna use the bread to dip in it, or you can use the noodles, which is in phở. Yeah, instead of the soup of phở, you use the soup of bò kho.
It sounds fantastic. Rồi,
ta nói mà ta tự thấy tao sai luôn. Thứ nhất là kiếm phải chữ stew phải là hầm một nha. Ta nhớ mang máng mà ta nói đại lắm. Lúc đó là đâu có còn stew hầm, đúng rồi, ninh hầm, đúng. Thì ở đây nếu mà được nói lại thì ta sẽ nói là my favorite Vietnamese food is bò kho. In this kind of food, they stew beef with carrots and with some some specific with some special ingredients or special herbs and special herbs rồi đúng không? Rồi xong cái you can have it with bread or you can put the noodles which is used in phở to eat.
Yeah, like maybe I can eat it every day.
Yeah,
I really like it. Yeah.
Rồi tiện nói rồi tiện cười chi vậy, câu đó mắc cười lắm hả? Rồi hả? Thật ra là I can eat it every day là actually it's a lie á, kiểu ngon thiệt Tâm ơi, ăn thiệt, nhưng mà eat it every day thì phải là cơm nha, phải là cơm chứ không phải là bún bò kho nha. Bò kho ăn mỗi ngày, ăn trở thành con bò luôn.
Yeah. I really enjoy learning about the Buddha, and I know that there are many temples and Buddhist art in Vietnam. So this is part of why I would like to visit. In the past, I have visited Tibet, which is in the far western part of China, and also Kamakura in Japan, which is a very ancient Buddhist temple. So this is part of my interest in Vietnam is your beautiful Buddhist temples.
Yeah. Yeah, like there are some popular temples in Vietnam and
Chị nói chữ popular là sai nha má. Có thể nói chữ famous. Famous temples in Vietnam. Hay mà nói popular temple má.
and I think you're gonna like it. Actually, I rarely go to the temple because I'm not really religious, but the theory of Buddhism, I don't know if I'm using the right word,
Yes.
but yeah, the theory of Buddhism is I think is you can apply it in every aspect of your life and it's still true.
Dạ. Cái câu này cái bị một cái là ngập ngừng quá nhiều, suy nghĩ quá nhiều. Thật ra là mấy cái từ này dễ không à, đâu gì phải suy nghĩ đâu, mà kiểu như đó là chọn trong đầu, chọn xem chọn từ này hay, từ kia hay rồi này kia, thành ra nó bị nhiều. Với lại every aspect thì nó sẽ là số ít nha, chứ không phải số nhiều nha. Every sau every sẽ là số ít nha. Every aspect chứ không phải every aspects nha.
I completely agree with every word. I do not consider myself religious either. I was raised in a Catholic house.
Rồi để tao kiếm mấy chữ Catholic, tao biết đó là cái đạo gì đó mà tao cũng không biết là chính xác là đạo gì. Catholic. Ủa, ghi đúng không vậy? Catholic á. Ủa không phải. Rồi sai rồi. Catholic là đạo Thiên Chúa Công giáo. Đạo Thiên Chúa Công giáo, ông nói là ông được he's raised in a Catholic house.
And so my mother made me go to Catholic church every Sunday. But now as an adult, I choose not to attend any longer. And I also do not consider myself religious. But I find the teachings of the Buddha to be very valuable in daily life, as you say.
Yeah.
And especially the practice of meditation has been very helpful for me in my life.
Yeah, he said that the teaching of Buddhism is really like just like what I said, you can apply it into every aspect of your life. And he was talking about meditation. Meditation là thiền á. Meditation.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I did try to meditate, but maybe I need more time. Like right now, I can barely focus, which is the sign that I need to meditate.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, this is the fact. This is the fact. Actually, my schedule for meditation is in the morning after I do my exercise or yoga class. And I schedule to have 10 minutes of meditation, but I didn't do it. I quit after 2 days, I think, because I don't know. I right now I even though I know that is really helpful and important, but I just don't have enough energy. I think energy and motivation to do it. But maybe I'll try on Thursday. I'll try on Thursday after my yoga class, because tomorrow, yeah.
But life now is so busy for all of us, of course.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And speaking of busy, I see you have a lesson plan here prepared. Would you like to work on your lesson today, or would you prefer to practice conversation?
Actually, I'm gonna share you a link with the topic that we're gonna talk about today.
Good.
Yeah. Okay.
Da hơi nhiều nha, cứ da hơi nhiều nha. Thật ra da vừa vừa thôi. Da nhiều quá nó bị nhàm. Rồi cái mặt có đù quá chưa? Cái mặt có đù dữ chưa?
Okay, I'm opening it here.
Yeah.
Da nữa, da gì vậy?
There are a lot of questions in it, and you just ask me anything in it, or if there are some other questions that come up in your mind, just ask me. I
Okay.
didn't prepare anything so that it could this conversation could happen naturally.
Okay. It
Yeah.
sounds good, Eli. The first question on my list here is, what is your mother tongue?
Yeah, my mother tongue is Vietnamese and I love it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rồi tự nhiên cười gì vậy? Tự nhiên I love Vietnamese cái cười là sao?
Yes. It's a beautiful language to hear it spoken. I do not know any words in Vietnamese, but to hear someone speak it for me is very beautiful.
Yeah, like it's pretty light, and I I just love Vietnamese and I like English. Like one is the love of my life, but I'm having an affair with English. So so
That's very clever, Eli.
Gì?
life, but I'm having an affair with English. So
That's very clever, Eli.
Clever. Trời ơi, bây giờ mới nghe ra, hồi nãy không nghe ra câu này. It's very clever. Là kiểu như nói mình không ngoan đó, không khéo này kia đồ đó, kiểu như là miếng hài đó. Miếng hài này ông bắt được nha, miếng hài này ông bắt được là ông cười nha. Kiểu như là ta nói là một tiếng là tình yêu của cuộc đời, nhưng mà ta vẫn ngoại tình với một cái tiếng khác. Kiểu như là having an affair with English.
That's why I want to be a translator, which is I am a translator now.
Okay.
I'm a subtitle editor now, and I love this job.
Great. That sounds very. Yeah. So, do you do this for example, television shows and movies, or is it mostly for business things?
We provide subtitles for Netflix.
Hơi nhiều. I rồi we đó, bỏ cái đó nha. Kiểu như là trong tiếng Việt cũng vậy nè, kiểu như là cứ không có dứt khoát á, chọn từ nó không có một phát là ăn ngay, mà cứ sợ là mình nói ra nó bị dở á, nên là cứ ngồi lựa từ hay. Thì trong tiếng Việt á mình còn lựa lẻ được, chứ trong tiếng Anh nó lựa hơi lâu nên là nó cứ bị thì cái này mình cần phải khắc phục để cho nó liền mạch hơn.
Netflix is one of our big clients.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. How did you learn your second language?
I started learning English, which is my second language, since I was 12, 11 to be exact, because in Vietnam we were taught English in secondary school.
Cái chữ secondary thì lúc đó không nhớ má, nhớ primary với lại high school không, mà còn hả cấp 2 không nhớ là gì á. Secondary school đó, cái thành ra nó là bị nữa.
Yeah, but I don't think the teaching method is effective because I can see that a lot of my friends up till now they can barely use English.
Đâu mà tự nhiên nhớ ra chữ barely, bữa nay xài chữ barely dữ lắm. Không biết nữa. They can hardly, bình thường người ta sẽ nói là they can hardly use English. Mà tự nhiên đâu mà tự nhiên bữa nay ta nói chữ barely quá trời.
Yeah, but I just love it, so I learned from myself.
I learned from myself là nó bị sai ý nha. Cái ý đó không phải là learn for myself mà là I learned by myself, or I learned by myself chứ không phải là for myself nha. Mà bị đoán sai đấy.
I learned English myself, and I don't know why, but even though it's been a really long time since I use English, I just started to learn English again maybe 2 weeks ago, but it's still there. I don't know why.
This is true because I never sit on the table and open the book and learn English. Like really, I just did 2 weeks ago when I started this campaign. No, this challenge. But I don't know. Maybe because I had a lot of monologue in English. I speak out loud what I'm thinking in English. I talk to myself a lot. So that's I think that's one of the reason I can still use English, not not as good as I want it, but in a certain, it's quite okay, right?
And what was, this is not on the list of questions, but I wanted to ask, what was the most effective teaching method that helped you learn? You mentioned in your answer that you felt the methods in the schools were not so effective, and many of the students did not gain the ability to speak. What did you do differently? What was the most effective for you, Eli?
Because in the school they just teach in the book, and there is zero interaction between the teacher and the students. So they just listen to, like, read everything in the books, and the teacher made us to learn by heart on the books, but without the context, which I think is not a really good way to learn a foreign language.
Rồi.
And I don't know, but how the teacher prepare the lesson is not interesting enough for the student to pay attention to the lesson.
Sure.
So and English is like the pet peeves of a lot of students in Vietnam if they don't like it.
Rồi cái câu này, cái đoạn này nói cũng được đi, suy nghĩ cũng ít đi, nhưng mà bị cái lạc đề má. Người ta đâu có hỏi cái này đâu. Người ta hỏi là what is the most effective teaching method, mà tự nhiên cái nói là cái gì giáo viên hồi xưa kêu nghe đọc này kia đồ á, rồi bắt chép thuộc lòng mà không có ngữ cảnh này kia đồ. Ủa cái đó nói hay lắm nhưng mà bị lạc đề má. Nè, bây giờ nói lại là cái gì? The most effective teaching method is make the lesson relatable. You've gotta the teacher has to make the students feel feel relatable. They have to relate to the lesson. That's I think that's one of the best way to make the student remember new words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Già hay già ghê luôn á, hay già ghê không trẻ nổi luôn á.
But it's very difficult to learn a second language. I live in Brazil, and so my first language is English, and I am trying to learn Portuguese, which is the language of the Brazilian people.
Trời, Portuguese, tôi nhớ là Portuguese. I used to work with a Portuguese boss, and that was a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie, that was a nightmare. He's the owner of a restaurant in Hanoi, and then he wanted to launch a branch in Saigon, so he hired me for to be as an assistant for him, as an assistant and a translator. Even though he knows Vietnamese, I know that he knows Vietnamese. I don't know how good he is, but I know that he knows Vietnamese. But he barely speak Vietnamese, so he never showed me. He never showed me how good he is in Vietnamese, so that he can know what I'm talking with other people. Yeah, and this is not a stereotype. Stereotype là hình như là đánh đồng á. This is not a stereotype, but this guy made me don't want to work with any foreigners, like, because I can see how he looked down on Vietnamese people, especially the one that not the one that does not study, like, I don't know how to say, especially the one that does not study much. Like, he talks with me pretty nicely, but for other people, like the one who, the owner of the class vendor or anybody else, I can see that the way he talks with me about them, I don't know if he noticed, but I really like I just don't like it at all, and sometimes I get angry with the way he talks about other people. Like, he doesn't trust anyone. He doesn't trust anyone, and he has hôm qua tao mới học cái chữ này, ảo tưởng nè. Paranoid. He's being paranoid about people using him. I don't know if he got any accidents in. I don't know if he's got any incidents in Hanoi, but in Ho Chi Minh City, I can see that they treat him pretty nicely, but the way he treats them is just like shit. Yeah, and that's my really bad experience working with a Portuguese boss.
And it's very difficult. I can look back now and see that in the 2 years I've been practicing, I have learned many words and have improved my Portuguese, but I still feel like I have so far to go. And so
I have so far to go. Câu này kỳ sao ta nói nhỉ? I have so far to go là còn rất là nhiều thứ để học. Hoặc là there's a lot. I know that there I have so far to go. There's a lot to go. So far to go rồi. Đó là tôi còn rất là nhiều thứ phải làm, còn nhiều thứ phải học. Gì vậy má? Tao đang bấm chữ mà tao còng một giò rồi đó. Chồng không có thấy bàn phím, xong rồi bấm điên bấm khùng không.
I wish I had started in secondary school as you did, but as you say, it's a pet peeve for many people because it's difficult, and many people don't like to do difficult tasks. And when I was a high school student, I did not like to do difficult tasks.
Đó, ơi tao nói là chữ pet peeves á, thấy không? Cái chữ pet peeves á, ổng cũng ấn tượng lắm đó. Từ từ để tao kiếm cái trong đây nó có pet peeves. Rồi trong đây không có pet peeve. Pet peeves là một sự khó chịu, ghét một cái gì đó, kiểu như là một sự khó chịu á. Something that especially annoys you. Kiểu như là English is a pet peeve with a lot of Vietnamese students. Đó, thì pet peeves là một cái gì đó khó chịu á. Tại sao lại chữ pet peeve? Nè, tao phải coi tiếp vào tại sao tao biết được chữ đó nha.
So, did you learn any second language at school back then?
I studied Spanish for 2 years. And Spanish and Portuguese are very, very similar. If you know some Spanish, you have a good foundation for Portuguese. So that helped me a little. But they're also different. For example, in Spanish, the word tomorrow is mañana. And in Portuguese, it's amanhã. Very similar, but also different. Mañana, amanhã.
Yeah, it's the same with Chinese and Vietnamese. They're pretty similar. To me, they're pretty similar in some ways, like the subject and then the verb and then the object. But if you break them into small parts, it's gonna be different. Like sometimes, like the order of the words in those small parts, it's gonna be different between the two languages, which really confused me up till now. Actually, right now I forgot almost everything, but in the time when I was learning Chinese in university, it really confused me, even though after 4 years.
And
so these very small differences.
Easy to get confused with.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Confused, hình như chữ with này bị dư. Confused, easy to get confused thôi.
Okay, let's go back to our list. How did you learn your second language? I guess we sort of already discussed that. We can go on to the next one.
Okay.
What's the best way to learn a foreign language?
Well, practice. I think, you have to like practice every at every chance you have. So
cái câu này là bị kỳ nè, cái câu này không có nghĩ ra kịp nè. You have to practice whenever you have a chance to. Trời ơi, đó. You have to practice whenever you have a chance to. Một cái câu vậy thôi mà gì đâu mà.
Regardless of whether you right or wrong, you just have to practice and correct yourself.
Rồi, regardless of, cái câu này tao không biết tao đúng hay không. Regardless of thì đúng rồi đó, nhưng mà có tiếp tục là whether hay không tao không biết. Với lại you're right or wrong, phải you right or wrong nha, bị sai nha. Đó.
Which is why I'm choosing Cambly. Yeah, because I want to improve my confidence with speaking with foreigners and to widen my vocabularies. Yeah, because for me, I think my pronunciation is quite okay, but the thing is, I have a lot of unnecessary pauses because I have to think what I'm about to say.
That's true. That's true. You can see the whole right from the beginning that I have a lot of pauses because I have to process in my brain, in my head, what I'm about to say and how to put them in order and which words will express exactly what I thought, something like that, and all of that makes me really like ngập ngừng. Để tao kiếm chữ ngập ngừng đi, tao cũng không biết chữ ngập ngừng là gì nữa. Cái gì? Ngập ngừng. Sounds hesitating to speak with halt. Which makes me speak with halt. Speak with halt. Cambridge. Kiếm chữ hold này coi. Đó, kỳ sau tôi sẽ nói là chữ hold này nha. A lot of unnecessary pauses which makes me speak at halt. Stop. To hold somebody in there. Ủa, hold này sao bên đây nó dịch không có. Speak with a halt. Speak with a halt. Cái này cũng đúng mà nó cũng sai sao quá ta. Mình có thể dùng cái khác chắc chắn hơn, đó là which makes me sound hesitating. Which makes me sound hesitant. Ủa, hesitant này là tính từ hay danh từ vậy ta? Hesitant là tính từ hả? Đúng rồi, which makes me sound hesitant. Đó, lần sau ta sẽ xài chữ đó nha.
And sometimes I don't have enough vocabularies to exactly express my thoughts. And and I don't have enough vocabulary to hold a long conversation. Yeah, so I think practice is the key.
We are just meeting today for the first time, Eli, but I will tell you, your English is exceptional.
Khen nữa luôn, khen hoài luôn. Cứ ông kia thì khen your English is impeccable. Ông này thì khen là your English is exceptional. Kiểu như cái này cũng là một cái sự xã giao đó, tại vì thật ra người ta cũng ít thấy mấy đứa nào mà giỏi trên Cambly á, mấy đứa giỏi đâu học Cambly làm chi. Còn tao kiểu như khác ổng trong quyển dàn dở thì ông thấy mấy đứa khá, ông thấy giỏi gì đó, chứ actually I'm not that good á, kiểu như là fairly good thôi chứ nó không phải là exceptional như em nói.
I don't work on Cambly all the time. I spend maybe 2 or 3 hours a day on Cambly in my spare time. So I speak to students from all over the world,
Oh,
mostly China, Saudi Arabia, and Brazil are three countries in particular.
oh,
And I meet people whose English is non-existent. They can't. I have to ask them yes or no questions. For example, what is your favorite color? And when I meet someone like you, Eli, it's delightful because we are able to just have a conversation.
Trời ơi, when I meet you it's delightful rồi nghe không? Khen dữ không? It's delightful luôn á, kiểu như là gặp mấy người ta mừng lắm, kiểu như được nói chuyện á.
Your English
Yeah.
is exceptional. I speak to people every day, and many of them would love to be in your position. As far as your pronunciation, it's perfect. As far as your vocabulary, of course, we are all still learning new words. Even native English speakers learn new words. But you have the ability to answer every question so far with creativity and intelligence. You used words like pet peeve. You said that you had Vietnamese as your first language, but you were having an affair with English. These are creative ways to use the language that most people speaking English as a second language do not yet have. So,
Đó, ông nói là đó tao xài chữ pet peeve. Thật ra cái chữ pet peeve tao nghĩ nó là một cái từ nâng cao á, bây giờ tao mới biết luôn á. Chứ kiểu như đâu biết nó là từ nâng cao đâu. Kiếm cái chữ pet peeve coi nó thuộc loại pet peeve. Nó thuộc loại gì? Ủa gì vậy? Ủa sao tao gắm pet peeve mà nó ra cái gì vậy? Rồi trong đây không có luôn. Kỳ cục quá. Từ điển Oxford này nhiều từ cũng không có. Cambridge thì nó đầy đủ hơn hay sao? Something that really annoys you. Đó. Kiểu như là ít người xài được chữ pet peeves này lắm nha. Nên là tao nghĩ nó là một cái từ nâng cao đó. Mà tao không biết nó là từ C hay là cái gì nữa. Không biết nữa. Anyway, stick.
You should feel very confident, very confident. As far as your pacing, yes, you do not speak as quickly as a native speaker, but to be honest, this is not a problem.
Well, yeah, this is not a big problem, but I still want to speak faster and more fluently.
Anytime a native speaker is interacting with you, they will understand. For example, if I'm speaking with my friends in the United States, I speak much more quickly than this, much more rapidly than this.
yeah.
But the important thing is that you can communicate with people. And English is so different all over the world. I have an American accent. If you speak to a tutor from Australia, they will have Australian accent, and you will notice they sound very different.
Yeah.
But so don't worry about that at all. The important thing is you can communicate with anyone who speaks English anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I wanna challenge myself a bit. I want my English reach to a level when the foreigner know the native speaker don't have to switch their accents when they talk to me.
Sure.
Đó, câu đó suông á, câu đó suông nhưng mà bị một cái gì? I want my English to reach, chứ không phải là reach. I want my English to reach to a level where a native speaker don't have to switch their accent when they talk to me. Trời ơi, tao nói lại câu này, tao nói hay ghê luôn. Đó, kiểu như là want something to do something, or want, chứ không phải là want something do something.
Yeah, which is pretty challenging. Actually, I have a challenge for myself that I'm gonna learn English in 180 days, and every day I'm gonna post a YouTube video on YouTube to prove that I'm learning English.
Well, I wish
Yeah,
you all the luck in the world. You are a very determined man, and I believe in you. So, good luck.
Trời ơi, được khen determine nữa kìa, được khen được determine nữa kìa. Thật ra tao không có determine tới vậy đâu, trời ơi. I like I quit a lot of things luôn á. I'm the one who is really easy to quit luôn á. I quit a lot of things, but like maybe this is the first time that I'm this determined because I'm in my comfort zone. In terms of speaking of English, I am in my comfort zone. So that's why I'm more determined with it.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, nữa.
Okay, let's go back to our list. What methods do you use to remember vocabulary better?
Well, I figure out that when I heard some
Cái chữ figure out nói hơi bị nhanh quá, nó không ra. I feel là sao? I figured out that
some new vocabulary in a context, it makes me remember longer, especially when I heard something new from my favorite celebrity.
cái câu này mình có thể nói lại.
I'm gonna remember much longer. Which
Đó, cái ý câu này là ý là nghe trong một cái context nào đó mình sẽ nhớ lâu hơn, mà đặc biệt là nghe từ một cái celeb mà mình thích á, mình sẽ nhớ càng lâu hơn nữa. Thì cái câu này bây giờ ta sẽ nói lại cho ta. I try to learn new words in context. So especially when it comes from my favorite celebrity, then I'm gonna remember even much longer.
you can see that I use the word pet peeves. Actually, I never remember it until Rihanna said it, and now
Okay.
yeah, and now it's just embedded in my head.
This is true. Like I can hardly remember this word and don't know how to use it, but I remember there was a time when I heard Rihanna said it in an interview, and then I remember it until now, even though I don't use it at all. I don't know. And the other thing is, what I want to say. It's embedded. It's one of the words that I remember because the last tutor talked to me. She used it. I know that I've learned this word before, but in a paragraph, but in a text, and I still don't know how to use it. But in my last conversation with a tutor, the one before that, one tutor talked to me that it's embedded in your head. So right now I try to use it in my new conversation. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Sure.
So
hey, if that works, that's great.
It really works.
Yeah.
You guys
Like
should
I
try.
remember a lot of things, a lot of what she said, and I make it be mine.
Rồi, cái câu này nó bị người ta sẽ hiểu nhưng mà nó bị sai ngữ pháp tùm lum nha. Make something mine chứ không có make something be mine. Rồi, something like that. I remember a a lot of things that she said là được rồi. Nói bị nhiều quá, nói bị dư chữ quá. I remember a lot of things that she said, and I try to apply it, or I try to make it mine. I can't remember. Let me recall what I remember from her interview. She once said, in an interview with her new line makeup, that she wants all women to feel included. To feel included. I've never used the word included that way, so that was pretty cool. And another thing is, as far as I could remember, this is really cool, because I've never knew that you can use you can express your instead of saying as I remember, you can say that as far as I could remember, like it's just another way to say. So your words is not gonna be repeated. And let's see, fashion is my defense mechanism. Defense mechanism là một cái bộ máy để kiểu như là bảo vệ á, một hệ thống phòng vệ của tôi á. She could beat me, but she could not beat my outfit. Trời ơi, cái câu này nghe nó chân lý á má. She could beat me, but she could not beat my outfit. Kiểu như là con nhỏ đó nó có thể đánh bại tao, nhưng mà nó không thể mặc đẹp hơn tao được. Trời ơi, chị ơi, chị đúng là tình yêu của cuộc đời em luôn á. Chị nói câu nào là em chân lý câu đó đó.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Is it necessary to write words down?
To write words down, I think it's necessary, but in a certain level. Like, it's not a must, but sometimes you have to write down to remember how to write it, because as far as I know, there are a lot of native speakers.
As far as I know. Bắt chước chị Rihanna nữa đó.
Speaker who doesn't know how to write a word correctly if it's too complicated, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I happen to have a Facebook page, and many times native speakers, their writing is terrible. They do not know how to use punctuation correctly, and they misspell words, and so writing is a completely different part of learning a language. I would not even begin to know how to write in Portuguese. I try a little bit, but it's incredibly difficult for me. And actually, what I like best is to read. I do not like to write, and I do not like to listen so much. I like to read. So I need to practice my listening. And do you practice all of these things as you're approaching your English, the reading, writing, and speaking all, or are you mostly focused on speaking?
I practice reading, listening, and speaking, but not writing. Yeah, because I still haven't figured out how to practice writing effectively.
Sure.
And I couldn't find any good reason to pick. Because I'm not planning to do an IELTS test or something.
Do là sai nha. Take an IELTS test, chứ không ai nói do an IELTS test hết nha. Với lại writing, cái kiểu này ta nói chưa có đúng ý ta lắm đó. Chưa đúng ý ta nói mà chưa đúng ý ta lắm, tại không biết từ á. Nó sẽ là kiểu như chưa có dịp để mà học chưa có dịp để có thể học, phải cố gắng học writing á, chưa có dịp để cố gắng học á, chứ không phải là chưa có tìm thấy lý do mà là chưa có dịp để cố gắng học á.
So yeah, but in the future, if I decided to dig deep in content creator.
Rồi, if I decided là sai rồi thấy không? If I decide to. In the future, if I decide to being a copywriter. Chứ không ai nói content creator. Content creator là khác má. Content writer.
I'm gonna have to learn how to write. Yeah.
Yes, especially I would imagine with translation service, there would be some use of writing as you're changing the words from one language to another. But I don't know. I've never worked in this field.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cái câu này bây giờ mới nghe ra. Cái câu này đáng lý ra phải tương tác với ông, mà tự nhiên cái da không là sao? Ý là ông nói trong cái ngành translation đó thì mình cũng phải biết một chút xíu viết. Mình phải biết một chút xíu viết để mà mình có thể làm được. Chứ không biết viết làm sao làm thì đúng rồi. Nhưng mà kiểu như là cái viết của tao, tao dịch sub á, thì cái viết của tao nó sẽ gần giống với là cái văn nói, chứ nó không phải là cái viết mà học thuật, hiểu không? Kiểu như tao dịch sub thì ta nói làm sao thì dịch ra vậy, nói kiểu như là nói dịch sao cho ra nó nghe nó đời thường nhất, chứ đâu phải là dạng học thuật đâu, nên là writing thì nó cũng sơ sơ thôi.
Let's see. Is it possible to understand and write well, but not be able to conversation? So this is touching on what we were just speaking about.
Is it? Sorry, but can you repeat your question, because I cannot remember everything.
Is it possible to understand and write well, but not be able to have a conversation?
Yeah,
So
actually, it's possible.
Yes, I agree. For me, when I do Portuguese, it's easier for me to read the words, but if in conversation, I need to understand what a native speaker is saying. When they say it, then how?
Ủa sao giật dữ vậy?
Yeah, I see.
Đó thì cái chỗ giật này ý ông nó hồi nãy tôi nhớ như vậy, kiểu như là ông nghe được xong rồi ông đọc được, người ta hiểu gì nhưng mà ông không nói lại được á, kiểu như nhiều người bị vậy mà.
Like I know there's a lady, she's a friend of a friend, and her as what my friend said, her writing is impeccable, and
Thấy ghê không? Thấy ghê không? Xài chữ impeccable luôn. Impeccable là không chê vào đâu được đó. Thì đúng thiệt. Đó, có bạn vậy đó, kiểu như là writing ngon nha, reading ngon nha, mà nói không được câu nào. Nó không được câu nào luôn á má.
And as well as reading, but she cannot speak anything. And I think it's one of the this problem is pretty popular in Vietnam, where you can listen and read well, but you cannot speak, because listening and reading is like something, is a passive activity, whereas speaking and writing is totally different, and they're on another level, and you have to practice it.
You're right. You're right.
Bỏ cái chữ it cuối cùng đi, and you have to practice. You have to practice. Đó. Nói chung cuối cùng là practice makes perfect. Đúng thiệt luôn.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the value of learning languages?
Well, for me personally, it opens a lot of opportunities for me for my career path.
Cái này tự nhiên tao quên cái chữ sự nghiệp là cái gì luôn á. It opens a lot of opportunities for me professionally, trời ơi cái chữ professionally sao chúng ta không nhớ ra gì má.
Because right now I'm working in a international company which I use English every day, but just in email and chatting. I barely speaking. Yeah,
I barely
but
speak.
right now, like that's one reason for learning a language. And right now I'm planning to be better, even better in English, so that I can apply for some freelance job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you heard about the page Upwork.
Upwork. No, sorry, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's like a page for freelancer to find some short-term job.
Thiếu dấu S, thiếu chữ S,
And I
Upwork,
short
want,
term jobs.
like I'm gonna type it. Work.
yeah, without a space.
Okay. Upwork. Sorry. This way? Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of freelance job on it, and if I want to like get some campaign, some projects, my I think my English gotta be better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very cool. So I would agree that when you learn a second language or more, you have more opportunities to work and to make money.
Yeah.
And the other great thing about it to me is that when you travel to new places, you can communicate with the people. It's a
Yeah,
very
that's right.
simple thing, but connections are so important in this world. And for me, I love living in Brazil, but very few people here speak English.
Mm-hmm.
My wife speaks English. She's Brazilian, but she speaks English. So we speak English in the house. And I need to improve my Portuguese to a point where I can have, because
Mm-hmm.
I can only speak for 10 minutes or 15 minutes in
Mm.
Portuguese. So that's the other
To
thing
a
that's
point.
important to me is just human connection.
Yeah, and one more thing to add is you're gonna understand more about culture of other countries. Yeah.
Definitely.
Uh, yeah,
Definitely.
like imagine if you know just one language, your knowledge is one, but you know two languages, your knowledge is gonna be double.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Many scientists have also suggested that it's good for the brain, that people who study other languages have better ability to remember things. They have less Alzheimer's disease and memory problems.
Yeah.
Đó,
Yeah, which is one more reason to learn a foreign language.
đó,
Absolutely.
nói chung là học
Yeah.
ngoại ngữ sướng
Okay.
chưa?
Why do some people have more difficulty than others when learning a language?
I think one thing is they're not diligent enough. I don't know if the diligence is the right word, but like
Diligent, yes.
yeah, diligence. Like they don't put enough effort into learning a language, and the other thing is they are not born to learn a language, a foreign language. Maybe they're good at anything else, but not learning a language.
Yeah.
Like as far as I know, there are some 7 kinds of intelligence.
Tao nói cái
For
này tao không biết đúng hay không luôn á. Các kiểu thông minh tao không biết là phải 7 không mà tự nhiên tao nói gì đó. Các kiểu thông minh nè, tới 8 lận nha, 8 lận chứ không phải thông minh thị giác, thông minh ngôn ngữ, thông minh toán học. Đó.
for people all over the world, and learning and language is one of those things, and maybe they're born with other ability other than language, and if they are not diligent enough, it's gonna be more difficult for them to learn a language.
Yes, I agree. I think I have learned in life there are some people who are more creative and artistic thinkers. They like to write stories or paint pictures or make music. And there are some people who are more mechanical thinkers. They
Yeah.
like mathematics and engineering, and they become architects or mechanics or machine workers. And it is a different kind uh, of usage of the brain. But we all have learned one language as children. Everyone speaks some language. So
Yeah.
I hope that, you know, I tend to be more creative. So language for me is difficult. But I'm hoping that, as you say, with enough diligence, I will continue to learn.
Yeah, because for me, language is learning a language is easier than being creative, because you don't have to be creative to learn a language.
Right. You
So
just have to know it.
just put more effort into it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Eli, we are out of time. I want to tell you how much I enjoyed working with you today.
Oh, thank
If
you.
you're pleased with the lesson, positive ratings really help us as teachers on Cambly. So I would appreciate that if you are happy with the lesson. And I wish you all the best with your YouTube channel and your progress.
Yeah, thank you. It
Thank you.
was nice to meet you.
You too. Goodbye, Eli.
Bye.
Rồi đó, anh này nói được như đó đó, cũng được ha. Nhưng mà bị quá nhiều nè. Rồi bớt suy nghĩ lại, bớt chọn từ lại. Cái khuyết điểm là bớt chọn từ lại, chọn quá nhiều, suy nghĩ quá nhiều, cân nhắc quá nhiều, thành ra nó bị hesitant, halting. Để kiếm chữ halting này có đúng không nhỉ? Sound hesitant, sound halting, stopping and starting often, especially because you are not certain or are not very confident. Trời ơi, halting với lại hesitant bằng nhau nha, nhớ nha. Lần sau xài chữ này. Cái này là chập chững nè. Especially of speech or movement. Cái này là vừa cho speech là vừa cho lời nói và vừa cho hành động luôn. Stopping and starting often, especially because you are not certain or are not very confident. Đó. We carry on a halting conversation. We carry on a halting conversation. Rồi cái câu này ta sẽ dùng cho tao luôn nè. I have a lot of in my speaking. I have a lot of unnecessary pauses which make me sound halting. Make me sound hesitant, even though I'm not. Hesitant. Đó, còn halting hả? Halting từ từ đi. Rồi, hôm nay học tới đây hả? Đó, một buổi học vậy là mấy trăm ngàn đó, bởi vì phải ráng nói vậy. Hiu hiu. Hôm nay học tới đây ha. Bye bye mọi người. Ủa cái nào vậy?